Guys, today we're gonna discuss one of the absolutely most difficult coins to predict what they're gonna do in the next bull runs, and that is none other than GALA. It has become a really controversial coin in the world of crypto with many haters and lovers at the same time, and this is gonna be a really interesting video. Like, is this actually a dead coin? Are they gonna collapse into oblivion, or are they actually looking to build the next Web3 empire? And is this coin actually gonna be insanely successful in the future? In this video we're gonna discuss exactly that. Okay, so in the last video we've made, GALA has made many changes. In the last video I've made about GALA, we had many questions about the tokenomics, so now the tokenomics finally are a lot more clear. Still not 100% like how we're gonna show in this video, but fortunately we have all the data on chain and all the explanations from the teams, so now we can really understand the token inflation a lot better. So in order to really analyze once again the best we can the price prediction for the next bull run of approximately 2025 and then the following ones, we have to start once again with the tokenomics, okay? Because as we said, it's still not 100% clear, and I'm gonna explain why and leave all the descriptions, all the links in the description below so that you can analyze and also understand the whole picture yourself as well. So let's go with the tokenomics, okay? Fortunately, GALA had made a big change in May 2023, and they decided actually to stop doing the halvings every single July of every single year, and they decided to just do halvings excuse me, once the token reaches a particular supply, okay? So once it reaches 25 billion tokens, it's supposed to emit daily tokens of this amount, 68 million. Then you see there's another halving that is happening here. Once there's 37 billion tokens, we have this halving, and once again a halving, again and again, and so on. Okay, so this was the main change they did. They also migrated their smart contract of the GALA token, and we're also gonna discuss that. But okay, so we do have this information, but check out the next really important thing that, as I said, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below so that you can see. So we have here Risky Fish that has done a really great job of analyzing on-chain GALA. Okay, how much are they minting, how much they're burning for every single day. Alright guys, so these are just the metrics of the day that I'm recording the video, okay? And these are the metrics since they actually launched a new smart contract of their new GALA token, okay, in May 15. And this is the amount they've burned since then, and this is the amount that the amount of GALA that was ever minted, okay? So they've burned 20 billion tokens, and they minted 46 billion since the very start of GALA in September 2020. All right, so we have to see something really important. Okay, so actually they just burned a lot of tokens from the past, from that kind of migration they did in May 2023. So the majority of the tokens, or the majority of this amount, you see, was actually burned in this particular day of May 15th. Okay, and then the amount of the GALA tokens that are burned every single day is actually went down. Okay, so I want to show you something really important. Okay, this is the most important section of what I want to show in this video regarding the tokenomics of GALA. Okay, so remember, over here we were supposed to have 68 million tokens emitted every single day once we reach this supply, total supply. All right, so check this out. On GALA right now we have this total supply, meaning we were supposed to have a halving, okay? And this is based, by the way, on their own website, right here with the API that they provide. So check out the next interesting thing, okay? We've reached the 25 billion supply of circulating supply for GALA on August 2nd, okay? About a week ago as I'm recording the video. And as you can see, we were having, these were the amounts of GALA that were minted every single day. So as you can see, there were drastic changes before that, right? Sometimes it's only 4 million, then 25 million, 43 million, then 71 million. In any case, we've reached, as we said, 25 billion tokens of circulating supply. But then, as you can see, we didn't really have that major difference. It didn't start being 68 million every single day. It didn't happen, okay? As you can see, we just continued having 26 million minted, 25 million, 7 million, and then you see, once again, we've had actually a lot less minted. And then out of nowhere, we did have one day that was like 81 million, and then another day 25 million. Okay, so basically, since the halving, okay, that occurred here on this date, since this day, we actually only had one day when we've had more than 68 million minted, and all of the other days were less, including 3 days that were like tremendously less. Okay, this day we will still not count it because this day was not over yet. But regardless, as you can understand, so we still actually don't have exactly that, which is a problem. But as I said, guys, I'm gonna leave a link for the description below for you to have this, okay, this URL link for you, so that you can see this analyzes on chain. Okay, this uses SQL on the blockchain, and Dune Analytics is a fantastic website that I start to use more and more, and you're gonna see it more and more in my personal videos. And this analyzes the exact data that we have on chain. Okay, this is the exact amount of the GALA that was minted, and also the exact amount of the GALA that was burnt, and this is the exact amount of the available GALA tokens on the blockchain, okay, of the new smart contract, as we said, that they created, okay, since May 2023. All right, so what's super important to understand here from the tokenomics, right, is that this is still not exactly correct. Okay, so if you want to analyze GALA tokenomics, you have to go here, okay, to this URL link and see what's happening here. Okay, so really important thing. Okay, so once we understand that that actually the amount minted is not exactly 68 million tokens per day, we understand that there could be something slightly different from the tokenomics. Okay, and we'll just have to analyze what's keep happening here. Okay, so what I did here, guys, look, it's very, very speculative, because as you understand, the tokenomics are clearer than they were in December 2022, but still not 100%. It's still not, you see, it's very kind of fluctuating. It's not the exact same amount. So what I just tried to do so far, okay, just so we kind of have some progress here in understanding what is going to happen with the GALA token long term, especially into 2024 and 2025, okay, I just did like an average, okay, an estimation of, let's say, on average, it's going to be approximately 30 million GALA tokens minted, okay, so just what I did is 30 million, right, a day, like times 365 days, for 1 year from the day I'm recording this video. It's supposed to be in August 2024, after the Bitcoin halving, where likely we should be having some sort of bull run starting to happen by then, okay? So according to this calculation, we're supposed to have 11 billion new GALA tokens from the moment I record the video, okay, which would correspond to approximately 37 billion tokens by August 2024, okay? And if it's gonna be another approximately 5 billion tokens in half a year, okay, then we're talking about January to February 2025, with GALA having approximately 40 billion tokens, which is a lot closer to the max supply of 50 billion tokens. Okay, guys, so this is the tokenomics section of the video. Now later we're gonna return to all of this important data so that we can analyze the price predictions, okay, for 2025 bull run, and as we said, even going forward. But before we do that, we have to analyze the technical analysis too. We have to analyze the on-chain activity, as we did in my last video in December 2022. And I want to do some comparisons to, in case GALA is going to be really successful, comparisons to other coins from the past. Okay, so now let's go to the on-chain activity section of the video. Okay, so what we've used in the past video in December 2022 was this. Okay, now the reason why we cannot use it as well anymore is because, as we said, GALA basically, you see, token migration announcement. They migrated this token, okay, so in the past, this was the smart contract of GALA, okay, and in May 2023, they migrated this token to this new token, okay. So in order to analyze the on-chain activity of GALA, we have to use both now, okay, the old GALA token and the current GALA token, okay. So as we've analyzed in the past, okay, in the past video, we've actually seen like major spikes in the on-chain activity. You see, so in late 2020 we've had only like dozens of transactions happening with GALA on the Ethereum chain, and then you see during the bull run it went to like 3 figures, and then at the heights of the bull run it went to thousands. Okay, thousands of transactions, even 10,000 on this particular day, right? What I filter here, by the way, is the total unique addresses that have transacted GALA at least once a day. Okay, so this is what we see. Now in the bear market we started falling, okay, but as we discussed in my last video in December 2022, it still looked pretty awesome, okay, because we were still at thousands of transactions per single day, right? 1,000 to 2,000, right? Which was equivalent to the amount of transactions that GALA had in late 2021. Okay, so that you understand, in October and early November, you see it had only 1,000 of transactions, and in late 2022 it had even closer to 2,000 of transactions. Okay, so why that was super impressive? Because in October 2021 the price was still like 9 cents. Okay, but the current price of GALA is 2 cents. It was around the same price also in December here 2022. So we were at 2 cents GALA with 2x more on-chain transactions happening on-chain, okay, in comparison to when GALA was around 8 to 9 cents, okay. So basically, to simplify things, okay, GALA was worth approximately 4 to 5x more than now, okay, with lower circulating supply also, by the way, right? But in December 2022 it had more on-chain activity, 2x more on-chain activity, which basically means that according to on-chain activity, GALA was 10x more undervalued than here, than at 8 or 9 cents. Okay, so that was the case in December 2022. Now let's analyze what is happening now. Okay, so it looks bad, but it's just because it's the old token. Okay, so and this is why we need to convert over here to the new token. Okay, so we definitely have to filter out this beginning, because it doesn't really say correct information, because they had to move probably lots of tokens, so we have to remove May because it's kind of incorrect information. But once we remove May, we can see that it actually stabilized here at slightly lower. You see, like at 1,000, okay, 1,000 and a bit of transactions per day for basically the past 2 to 3 months, which is enough information to understand that, okay, this is like the consolidation for GALA, okay, of having approximately, let's say, 1,200 transactions on chain a day. Okay, and I should say from a single unique wallet. Not this is not the total amount of transactions. This is unique addresses that are transacting. So when we go back to the early part of 2023, it looked more impressive. Okay, because we were like closer here to the 2,000. Okay, so I will just say that here between January to May, it actually looked a lot better. Okay, because it was at 2,000, but now we're back to 1,000. Okay, so now we're actually back to approximately the same transactions amount that we've had here in October and November. But as you understand, we're actually not as undervalued as we were back in December. Okay, because we have less on-chain transactions. And really important thing, guys, is that we don't want to see this trending down, okay? Because if it's trending down, it shows that GALA is unable to create even more success and even more, transactions and things happening on the GALA ecosystem. So if it's gonna continue going down, this is gonna be a very, very negative sign. But on the grand scheme of things, I will just say that still the thousands here of transactions in July 2023, it's still better than here early November 2021. Okay, why? Because again, the current price is 2 cents, and last time we've had thousands of transactions happening on chain for GALA. In the bull run, it was worth 8 to 9 cents. Okay, so we are still more undervalued than we were here. Okay, so if we just compare to on-chain activity, the GALA's fair price is supposed to be 8 to 9 cents. So if you look at it like that, you still can definitely understand that, at the very least, GALA is supposed to be worth 4x more in comparison to these prices. And as you see, we've had a lot more, an explosion of to much higher prices very shortly afterwards. Okay, so this is the on-chain section. Hopefully that helps. So we got covered tokenomics and on-chain so far. We have almost everything we need. Now we need to do last two things, okay? Technical analysis and the fundamentals. Now, fundamentals, guys. Look, I just feel there are so many other really good videos out there on YouTube about the fundamentals of GALA, and basically their change from being GALA Games only to all of these other things. And I'm not here to reinvent the wheel, okay? If you want to understand the fundamentals, there are much better videos out there. I'm just gonna explain on the very macro things how I see GALA and what is my plan when it comes to the next bull run with GALA. Okay, so I agree with many critiques out there about GALA. Okay, that they're taking a major risk here by actually not going full on GALA Games as they were. This was like their peanut and their bread and butter, right? And they are actually trying to diversify themselves and they're trying to, as I said in the beginning of the video, become a Web3 empire. They want to sort of control the GALA Games and the music and film, and that's metaverse, right? And they want to have their own blockchain, So look, this is very difficult. Their goal here is very difficult. So in my opinion, the way I actually see it, if they were only focused on GALA Games and they had so many games that some of them could be successful, I think they had, basically, the way I see it, to simplify things, I think if they're gonna be successful, they're gonna be insanely successful, and they're gonna be one of the absolutely largest coins in the world. But in my opinion, when it comes to probabilities, okay, and the percentage of what is the likelihood of something to happen, in my opinion, they've actually reduced the probability that GALA is gonna be super successful long term. Okay, I think now there's actually a higher chance that GALA is not gonna be, a major thing in 10, 20, 30 years, as opposed if they only focused on GALA Games. Why? Because they're human, okay? It's very difficult. Think about it. All of the primary biggest companies of the world, like Google, they just started as a search engine, okay? Facebook, they started as, only the social media platform, Instagram and so on, okay? So it's really rare to have companies that are like empires of many things together, but it does exist. And look, eventually Google did kind of try to go this way. Maybe they will still be successful. So look, I'm not here to judge. This is their own decision. I don't work for GALA, right? So they decided to do whatever they want to do. And look, in many cases in the past, people were doubtful about companies, but still eventually companies were able to persevere and succeed in the long term. Okay, so just the fact that they do this, it doesn't really mean they're not going to be successful. They try to aim really high and to reach really high goals, right? So I respect that. But again, as an investor, the way I look at it, the likelihood of them succeeding is actually lower now. But just if they are successful, they could be, top 10 crypto easily, okay, in the future, if all of that is going to be successful. Anyway, guys, I'm going to also leave another link in the description to also this basically GALA Strategy 2023. This is a very important, okay, fundamentals wise. So in my opinion, it's really important to read all of that. So I'm going to leave this as well. Lastly, guys, we're going to discuss, okay, the technical analysis, okay, and this section is also going to explain to you why I'm actually very positive that at least in the next bull run of 2025, GALA will have, GALA token, in my opinion, will have very good chances of succeeding, okay? And actually, I'm gonna go again to CoinGecko instead of TradingView so that we can have more history, okay? So guys, I want to touch the most important reason why I think GALA, again, at least for the bull run of 2025, regardless of their fundamental success, okay, regardless of the fundamental success, why GALA can still be super successful in terms of doing something similar to that. Okay, so this is very important section of the video. Okay, and look guys, the really important thing to understand is, as we've discussed in the last video, look, GALA did literally 4,000x in the last bull run. So think about it. Right now in 2023, we have only the hardcore crypto people left here, and we start to have again the institutions kind of starting new bull run on and on. And look, eventually we're gonna have this massive new wave of retail coming in again for the next crypto bull cycle. And be rest assured, okay, that the new people are just gonna watch what happened in the past, okay, and they're gonna speculate it's gonna happen once again, okay. So once people do research in the future, once the bull run is kind of, you know, in a more advanced stage than it is now, they're gonna see what GALA did. And GALA is still in the top of the overall crypto projects. It's like number 71, you know, and it's in the top 100 of overall crypto projects. It's in the top, you know, 5 or 10 of the metaverse and gaming NFT projects. So bottom line is that as long as GALA stays in the top 100 and in the top 10 or 5 of the overall NFT games, and as long as, you know, they keep developing really big goal, you know, you will have many people speculate, oh my god, like maybe they're actually going to become a Web3 empire, right? Maybe they're going to be able to accomplish all of that together. So these prices could be very cheap, okay, in the eyes of the retail investors. The last prices that GALA reached here, right, at 82 cents. So if you understand that, okay, many retail investors probably gonna flock into GALA once the next bull run starts to happen, as long as they keep developing what they want to develop, and as long as they stick around in the top of the crypto, okay. So when it comes to you know, their collapse in the bear market, you know, like right now, it's starting to be bearish again for you know, for really most altcoins, but also primarily gaming coins. They've been collapsing quite a lot in the past few weeks or months, okay, after this major pump they've had. So look, long term, it depends what will keep happening here, but my personal speculation is that you know, at least for the next year, or you know, probably until the halving of Bitcoin at the very least, I expect GALA to stay in the same range. But as long as it doesn't like collapse to really low valuations, like I would say below 1 cent, okay, and even if it does collapse below 1 cent, it will have to recover very quickly, okay. So as long as it will stay like in a range, okay, for a very long amount of time, okay, like as long as people will be able to look at that and they will see that, you know, okay, it just stays like that for a very long time, okay, they will find that we've actually had many coins that were very similar to that in the last bull run, okay. So you've had many coins, like for example Matic, okay, or Dogecoin, that were in the same range for a very long time, and then they've had major you know, success. So for example here, Matic, right, it was in the same range. You know, that was also the bear market, you know, 2019, just like now 2023. And you know, it stayed in this range for such a long time, in approximately 2 cents, which is interesting, right? Like GALA is also 2 cents now, right? So Matic was approximately 2 cents, and then it reached $3 quite quickly in the bull run, okay? Another example is Dogecoin, okay? Also was in the same range, actually twice, you know, we have history of even the previous bull run as well. So it was in the same range, then bull run is coming, then bam, like that was like more than 100x here. Then you know, consolidation at higher levels, and again consolidation of multi-year, you see, like from 2018 to late 2020, and then bam, major bull run once again. Dogecoin, by the way, does the same thing once again now, so Dogecoin is gonna be also pretty interesting. But bottom line is that people may look at GALA similarly to here. They may look at GALA and think, okay, that, you know, it looks like that, and it's again a major coin that like has really big goals. So if they're successful in doing that, and if they're gonna consolidate similarly here to Dogecoin, then, you know, it can do something absolutely crazy, like a 500x like Dogecoin did, okay? So people are gonna look at all of that information, okay? And as long as we said, GALA continues to develop, as long as they stay in the top 100 coins and they're gonna like consolidate in the same level. Okay, in my personal humble opinion, I think GALA will have really easy chances of getting to really high prices. And this is a fantastic segue now, guys, to finally getting to the price prediction section of the video. Okay, guys, so now, as we've discussed, if the retail investors are going to be super interested, okay, thanks to more development of fundamentals by GALA, okay, and the on-chain activity will remain also good, okay, it has to stay above 1,000 of transactions on-chain for unique wallets, okay, and we have to take into the account the supply that we're going to have by 2024 and 2025, and this way we can try and predict what could be the price for GALA, okay. So as we said in the tokenomics section of the video, okay, it's really still difficult to know how much supply they're going to have, but we can speculate that it could be approximately 40 billion tokens by 2025ish, okay. So by mid 2024 it's probably going to be around 35 billion, and then by the beginning of 2025 it should be around 40 billion. Again, if the same pace of the token minting is going to sustain throughout this year and a half, okay. So if we have a total supply of 40 billion here by the beginning of 2021, and it's gonna the prices are gonna look, or the charts I should say, are gonna look very similar to charts like Matic of 2020 and Dogecoin of 2020, I think again GALA will have fantastic chances of succeeding in a really major way once again, regardless of whether they're gonna be successful as a company long term, okay. So if we include that, okay, if we think that the supply is going to be approximately 40 billion, which is quite close to the 50 billion supply, okay, so from the current valuation, it's better for us to really look at the fully diluted, okay, valuation instead of the market cap that we have right now, because we're going to be closer to the 50 billion than the 25 billion, okay, by the bull run. So the current fully diluted valuation is $1 billion, okay, which at 2 cents for GALA, which is not that little really, okay. But that being said, think about it, like in the last bull run, okay, Axie Infinity reached a high of market cap, and that was in 2021, right, of 10 billion, okay, market cap. I believe actually because GALA's supply wasn't really clear, possibly this is actually what GALA also reached more or less in the last bull run too, okay. So basically really doing only 10x from here, reaching 10 billion, okay, which would correspond to 20 cents of GALA, which will be here in this actually consolidation area here. In my opinion, a 10x is really like a no-brainer. It's really like the low end of my personal target for GALA, reaching approximately the 20 cents region, which is just gonna be the high that Axie Infinity reached, okay, and maybe also actually the high of what GALA reached, okay. So this would be the low end. Then the next kind of my mid target is gonna be actually a lot wider, and I'm gonna explain why, okay. So look, if we think that crypto gaming is one cycle behind the layer ones, okay, like Solana, Cardano, and all of the big kind of competitors to Ethereum, okay, because when it comes to the market cap, they are similar, okay, sort of the bigger layer ones in the last cycle of 2019-2020, they were also worth approximately these amounts. Like Cardano was worth like just under $1 billion around March 2020, around the lows there, okay? So that you really understand really well what we're talking, right? Cardano, when it was also around 2 cents, okay, in early 2020, it was worth around $1 billion, just under $1 billion of market cap, okay? So if crypto gaming is one cycle behind the layer ones, okay, we know that if we look actually for Cardano, we know that Cardano reached $3, okay, in the last bull run. And here's, by the way, I can show you what we talked about before that. You see, like when Cardano was here in December 2019, it was worth around $1 billion. And then when at the COVID collapse, it was even slightly less than $1 billion. Here, there you go. You see 800 million. That's for Cardano. That's when Cardano was worth, 2 cents, which is interestingly, again, very similar to GALA, okay? So it could be a really easy comparison here. So basically, okay, my next target is, again, as long as Cardano will keep being successful, okay, is something between $1 to $3, okay? Because again, many investors are future retail investors. They're gonna eye GALA to basically break these all-time highs, okay? But maybe many investors will think that maybe it will go like to $8 or even higher, okay? I think it's gonna be extremely unlikely, okay? So as I said, my personal target is like the easiest target is 20 cents, but then my kind of most major target, if it's gonna be really the higher end of that target in 2023, I would say something around $1 to even $3. I would say something like Cardano. I think $3 is gonna be, really unlikely because we have a lot more token inflation at GALA than for Cardano. So $3 I think is not really like, it's the very highest end. If GALA is gonna be absolutely super parabolic, I think it could reach $3. But the more likely, I think, is somewhat between basically the all-time high to, let's say, to $1 and then $1 to $2, okay? So we're still talking, if we round it up to $1, we're still talking about approximately a 50x from here, and it's really insane gains for a coin that is pretty established and big, that like in the past bull run, GALA was able to do a lot more, right? That's because their market cap was like 2 million. So when your market cap is 2 million, yes, of course you can reach 2 billion and do 1000x. So let's sum everything up, okay, so that everything is a lot more clear, okay? So the easy target for me is 20 cents. In my opinion, it's like a no-brainer that GALA is gonna quite easily from here do a 10x, which is also pretty awesome, okay? So this is the easy target. Then my mid target is, let's say, between the all-time high to $1. Let's round it up to $1. My most likely target is going to be around $1, which is a 50x from here. And then I would say the really most degen target, which I'm not going to count for, but it is possible it's going to get there, is actually if it's going to repeat a Cardano and reach $3. And especially if many people are gonna see this video in the future, or if just many people will really draw this comparison to Cardano, which is very interestingly exceptionally similar to GALA. If people will do, they could be expecting it to reach $3. So then maybe actually many people will, front run it and sell a lot at $2. So let's say that the very highest end of my targets, which I'm not gonna again wait for, but this is the highest end, this is gonna be somewhere between $2 to $3, which is gonna be 100x from here. But once again, I think it's extremely unlikely. Like for me, the most likely is reaching the all-time high again, or $1 by 2025. And then, in the long term, if GALA is actually gonna surprise everyone, and they are gonna be successful in all of that, and they're gonna be like the primary leader in the NFT and Web3 world, then yes, GALA can reach probably a lot higher than that in like many years from now. So this is why fundamentally it's also very important to stay focused. But once bull runs are coming, guys, remember how quickly everything starts to happen. So this is why GALA is still gonna remain super interesting to me, regardless of its what they do fundamentally, especially in the long-term future. They just need to keep developing, and they need to keep creating buzz and marketing so that they are successful at least in the next bull run. So guys, I hope that video was also very valuable for you. I will leave all the links to all of this important stuff in the description below so that you can also analyze it yourself. And yeah, guys, this is my second video about GALA. So if you want to see similar videos like that about other also interesting coins, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like also, because it helps the algorithm. And yeah, guys, if you also have, I would also be interested to hear what you really think. Like, do GALA really shoot them do they really shoot themselves in the foot by doing what they're doing? And do you really think it can reach like $1 or something like that? Like, it's going to be really interesting to see what you guys think. So once again, guys, I hope you have a fantastic week and a fantastic weekend ahead. and cheers as always.